So, I just thought that I'm going to talk about a little bit about a game called South of Midnight. It's a quite new game, and well, it's easy to say that it's kind of flopped. It has less than 1,000 players online, and the highest peak it had was around that 1,000 players or so. It's just sad. It's just really, really bad. However, I'm just checked it out, and from the footage, from the teasers, and from the things, for me, actually, this game would be by default my jam. I like these obscured indie titles, and I like these motion capture-like graphics and such. So, what's the fuss about? Why is this such a big failure? And then, I check it out and see that first and foremost it's ported and guided by SweetBB Inc., which, are basically the DEI consultants which a lot of game company hired. And, well, they have some level of infamy amongst gamer groups. The entire story is revolved around Black America, which is, I guess, it's not really captures most people's mind. And especially adding the plus, DEI consultant firm to the mix, I can see why people are not that keen to jump in, which is quite sad, because if you think about it, my main criticism towards DEI in games was not necessarily representation. A great example is the new generation of God of Wars, on the Nordic mythology ones, that on the God of War Ragnarok episode, they're quote-unquote race swapped, but, there's a Jotun, a giant, who's Loki's wife, well, at least they have children in the Nordic mythology, is in this game black. And there's another character, Freya's boar, who in the mythology, and a Nordic hero has an animal form, which is a boar, and Freya uses this boar as a mount. And this boar has its human form shown in the game, and this Nordic hero happens to be a black guy. And my greatest criticism towards this kind of DEI things was that, why aren't you doing your own thing, Don't race swap an existing character, an established mythos or a person in a legend. Do your own thing, write your own story, and you can create your own powerful black female character if you want to do that. Write her a story and make a game about her. And, to be fair, they did exactly that. So I really cannot be angry at them, because my criticism towards these kind of DEI things was exactly that I am really annoyed when people are, just injecting these kind of DEI things into an existing IP, into something. Just Angrboda, the giantess in God of War. She is the wife of Loki, and they have 3 children in the mythos. Fenrir, the giant wolf, Jormungandr, the word serpent, and Hel, the half-dead, rotting corpse looking like, half face is a skeleton, the other face is a woman goddess who becomes the ruler of Helheim, which is basically the underworld. So Angrboda is not just a random giantess. I mean, we are in the God of War universe, it's just a game, and why do you care? I mean, sure, fair enough, it's not real, but, if we are in the God of War universe, we are talking about gods and such. Kratos himself is a Greek god in the Nordic realms. Why cannot be a African tribal god also there? We could actually encounter African culture here. Native African gods or spirits or whatever. Why not? But no, we are not going to write them into the story. We are not going to introduce a character who's also an outcast from here. No, we take an established character here and we are going to race swap them. So that's annoying. But here is South of Midnight, where they literally did what I asked for. We literally did what my criticism was about. That do your own thing, do your own IP. And they did that. And, well, it's a failure. However, I must say that even though it is a failure, that not a lot of people playing with it, I must admit that most people are not bashing on it, not attacking it, Yeah, sure, I found a lot of voices on the internet who are just ridiculing that, haha, you lost money, haha, the studio is going to close, and things like that. But I really not find a lot of voices who are trying to ridicule or hurt the game itself. And the people who play with the game are saying that it's actually quite fun. And from looking at the footage, it's actually quite good. So this is the very sad thing, that I am pretty sure if this game was released around 2010, this game would be mild success. It's a really decent indie game, and it would have had a cult following which is going to play with it a lot, and just spread the message that there's a really good underdog indie game which you should try out. And over the years, more and more people might join in, and when or if a second episode comes, it might even have a quite financial success. But because this game came out this year, it was doomed. And it's just a little bit weird to think about it. And on some level, it's a shame, because it's certainly a unique experience. It's certainly a unique take on something which never been done before. And it's just that it's an honest and correct depiction of something they wanted to do, and they made a pretty good quality job of that. So essentially everything what my criticism could have been towards this game is they actually did everything right. And the main reason that they failed is the baggage, that Sweet Baby Inc. right now amongst gamers is a swear word. And this kind of, make a LGBTQ plus black female lead character, and the stories revolve around that. Yeah, that's a red flag nowadays, which causes most people to just, tune out before even giving a chance to it. And the thing is, I can completely understand that. I really see where this notion coming from, and on some level I even agreeing with it. Because this is the notion which caused the things which are extremely annoying for me. For example, what I just said about the Nordic god of wars. Angrboda, Loki's wife, she's the mother of Hel, the ruler of Helheim, basically the Nordic version of Hades. I mean, so in the God of War universe, Hel is black. Yeah, it's just why? It's just simply why? And when you are seeing this, that just don't do this. Do your own thing. Make a new universe, a new game, and don't try to change established or existing characters. And that's it. And now they did that. So I cannot really be angry at them, but I do understand why people don't want to support them, even if they are doing what we asked them to do. They did their own thing. They did not hijack an existing IP. They did not race swap an existing character. They did not, injected anything in existing mythology. They took an original black folklore and added original black characters to a authentic way to their own game. They did their own IP with its own looks, and everything is there, what's supposed to be there. So they did literally everything what my criticism was towards them. So it's just a shame that really, if this game came out maybe 10 years ago, this would be a really fine indie title, and lots of people would love it. It might have even found some level of success, but today, to this climate, what we have with this baggage, that game had no chance at all. And I mean, this is how it is.